Morning, my name is Mark at our Upton roasting facility, giving you a behind-the-scenes tour of the rest of coffee behind the cup. Welcome to Red Barn. We're currently in the essentially the green coffee staging area. Most of the coffees we purchase come through the port of in New Jersey. It's grown on trees. The coffee itself, it's the seed of the fruit. It comes in green. It's a very hard, kind of like a popcorn kernel before it's popped. The fruit itself is discarded for the most part, used for fertilizers and things like that in origin countries. We try to represent all the major growing regions of the world: Africa, South America, North America, Central America, Indonesia. It's an equatorial product, so elevation typically equates with quality. Very much like wine, the flavor characteristics develop within the fruit itself. It's absorbed by the soils, the moisture content, so the highest quality coffees are typically found on the mountain tops. So it's very much a rugged terrain. Most of these coffees are hand-picked. They're brought down the mountain into various processing facilities where the seed is removed. It's got to be dried and sorted, very much dependent upon weather, freezes, too much water, too little water, drought. All those factors contribute to the cost of the coffee. Supply, demand. Coffee is the second leading traded commodity in the world behind oil. So the green coffee is essentially weighed to about 100 pounds, and then it's loaded into the hopper for roasting. This is a 50 kilo pro bat. 50 kilos is about 100 pounds per batch. Up to 4 batches an hour. We're typically 2 or 3 batches an hour. It's a profile roaster, so it can be programmed so that we've got consistent coffees and batches coming out of here once we know what we want to do with it. As much as 100 pounds will go in, as little as 80 to 85 pounds may come out due to shrink as it plows through 212 Fahrenheit to honor about 450 degrees. And ambient air is pulled over to drop the temperature to about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It takes about 15 minutes start to finish, loading the coffee to end of cooling, at which point it's taken off to be packaged in our bags. This is our original coffee roaster. It's a 12 kilo ProBat. This is what we started with in the barn in Hopkinton. Essentially all it is a roasting oven. There's a heavy-duty cast iron vane drum that's turned with essentially a bicycle chain and a motor in the back that keeps the beans airborne. It's a sight roaster, so you can pull beans off, and as it develops and color changes and aroma changes and time, temperature, it's a sight. You can monitor color changes there as well, again with a thermometer. It used to be a couple of stopwatches. Since then we've installed some thermocouplings and temperature probes that now program into a laptop computer with software, so you can develop and build profiles and with traceability and historical reference that you can continue to perfect each batch to determine what you want to do with it. So once we figure out what we want to do on this, we bring it into our production roaster. We also do our smaller batch varietal coffees. We continue to use it. After the coffee's roasted, we let it off gas for a day, and then what Keisha is doing is applying flavor extracts and concentrates by weight to the coffee, so the coffee's flavored is by absorbing these beans. So these are food grade bags. Keisha has weighed out the coffee flavoring, and she's just very much a handcraft process.
I basically make all the flavored coffee that ever gets pushed out of here. So anything that you can think of, I mix flavors. We have regular flavors like your regular hazelnut to your toasted almond to your toasted coconut, and then we also have some really cool flavors like blueberry buckle, which is like a blueberry French vanilla, or anything like blueberry caramel. We sell Frosty Crisp, which is kind of like a cinnamon nut crisp, or like a cinnamon and graham cracker and French vanilla and frosting. And I pick orders, and every now and then we get some people that want some crazy concoctions of flavors that combine like 3 different flavors together. But it comes out good, and we do all the taste testing before we send anything out. We make a sample batch and make sure that it smells and tastes like it's supposed to be labeled, and send it on its way. It's not really sold, so I kind of just mix it myself, but it's called peanut butter cookie dough. So that is my all-time favorite, and I make it here all the time, and all my friends like it, my mom loves it, but we don't really sell that flavor here, so I'm hoping to get that on the flavor menu. But a lot. Second favorite, toasted almond caramel swirl. So something about that toasted almond is just, it's really good, and it's better than Dunkin'.
So that's pretty much it. It'll sit and absorb, and then it's bagged. It's a separate room, separate grinders and all, just to ensure there's no cross-contamination of flavor. So here we are essentially in the production room. These barrels are filled with coffee that was just roasted. From here, they are sucked into this weigh fill machine, which is programmed by weight to go into a 12-ounce retail bag or 5-pound production bag. It is then sealed with these heat sealers. They have one-way valves to allow the coffee to off-gas. It's impermeable to the oxygen molecules that tend to stale the coffee once the coffee is roasted. This is for a particular customer. All the coffee is date-coded with a Julian date roasted on, and then a best if used by date for traceability for the FDA. Once the coffee is bagged, we essentially build what we call a bank of coffee. We try to maintain about a 1-week bank of coffee on the shelf so that the orders come in on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, and it's a pick, pack, ship, or deliver process, and then we roast every day to essentially backfill the bank. Again, the valve technology and the sealing, it's hot bagged. That's about as fresh as coffee as you're going to get. So that's kind of the roasting process, Roasting 101, Red Barn, some of the back end of the story. Thanks for sharing it with us, and look forward to seeing you in the cafes to experience the world in a cup.